Sisterly love. They were just fighting a minute ago, and it broke into a love fest. Well, guitar cats. We got cats, and we got guitars, although we're lacking in the latter, in the guitar department. All right, so we got the Glary. We did a review on that one. This is not about that. This is about How am I holding this camera? The semi-hollow body. Also a Glary. So what are we dealing with? I've shot this video now several times, and for one reason or another, it doesn't seem to come out right. Now, I think we want to go this way. Is the real way we should be shooting this. So I hope I'm not making you dizzy. I hope I didn't ruin the whole video. I'm going to try to keep it short. Okay, we did the unboxing 3 times. This is the 4th time. There's some irregularities. Number one, look at the way the pick guard, that gap in the pick guard, weird. Also, the bridge pickup is kind of T-shaped. Can you see that? I know the lighting stinks, but it's not that thick. It's thinner. Let's see, behind it, it's a thinner pickup. It's coming up, and then it widens out here at the top. So, kind of weird, but what's weird about it is it doesn't sound great. Now, I'm using the fantastic Glary amp that came with another Glary guitar, and it's hard to get any kind of tone out of that amp. I'm not going to lie. I don't even think it's 20 watts. It's more like 10. I don't know why they call it 20 watts. I had a 20 watt line 6 that blew it away. But I think the humbucker on the neck is okay. I like the mother of pearl pickguard, even though there's plastic, wrinkly plastic protecting condom over it, as well as the pickup. So it's, pretty much straight out of the box. Now I played it a little, we got it in tune, and I noticed I was hitting the 3-way switch, right? I'm a bit of a strummer, and so I don't like it. And I also don't like the way the switch comes right up against the volume knob. So does anyone else think that's a poor design? Comment down below. I love the grain coming through. The semi-hollow body, pretty nice. Thin line. Almost don't need a body carve or an arm carve. I didn't notice it digging into my arm. Again, the grain is popping through here. I guess I'm going upside down now. On the sides. Love that. Okay, love the fake rosewood fretboard. It's not rosewood, and my hands were getting black. We got a cheap plastic nut. The grooves are cut a little low, so I have to sand the top to make it more flush. Not that it matters. No scarf joint, 1-piece neck. I like it. I like the raw neck. I don't think it's maple. It said birch, but there's a lot of good grain in there. So I was thinking maybe a little stain might pop it out more. I'm going to hit it with some boiled linseed oil. That might make it pop. I mean, nobody sees that too much except me, but I like it. I like it. All right, I'm going to spin around here, see if we can get a little more light. There you go. Can we see grain? There's good grain. It's a good finish. I guess you could see 1, 2, is it a 3-piece body, something like that? Can you see that? Wow, my arm's getting tired. But it is a light guitar. The neck angle seems to be off. So that's one of the adjustments I want to make today. Tuners these days, even the cheap ones, are working pretty good, so no complaints there. I don't like the looks of the string trees. String trees are looking pretty cheap, especially at different angles. But whatever, they're probably semi-functional or pretty functional, doing their job. There's a little sloppy routing around the truss rod hole, and then you can see that I've already been working it. It looks like a dual action truss rod, so yeah, when I was turning it counterclockwise, we got the action to come way down. So we're still pretty high, around 3 mils or so. Too high. And I don't know if you could see it. Did I mention I'm the worst cameraman? You can kind of see it. It's good to get the right angle if you really want to see the action. So just a little high. But look, the screws on the saddles, and they got these brass saddles. Now, the weird thing about the saddles is see how the string's coming over to the left side and not like down the center. So maybe that creates some issues. I don't know. but it would be, I guess, hard to put it down the middle. But yeah, that's usually what they do. They cut holes and they design it in a way that it comes down the middle. And so the last one, the high E string, has been rocking and buzzing. So it's loose. I had to go buy some Allen keys or hex keys or whatever. I bought a bunch of different sets of stuff. So we'll tighten that up. But when the screw heads are popping up, which you can probably see more from the side angle, right? It's not going to pass the sock test. So some palm muters might be scratching their hands on there. It's a little bit scratchy, not too bad. Yeah, so we could cut the screws down, get shorter screws, but that's not the idea. If they're popping up like that, means you probably need to raise them up and then approach the neck angle. See the neck angle there? Can you tell? It's a little wonky. We can see that. You can kind of see the angle. I mean, the guitar is somewhat rounded down there, but you can see it's not so straight. And then the action bows up here in the higher frets. It's not so bad down below. We got the neck pretty straight with that truss rod. I got the straight edge. Yeah, from this angle, you could see the action's kind of high. So in terms of neck angle, we're going to kind of wing it. I'm not like taking a million measurements to know exactly beforehand, but we want to lose about a millimeter, at least a half a mil on that action. So somewhere in there, a good millimeter, I think, will be in the range. And then we can raise these saddles back up. That would be the intention. Raise the saddles up a little. Yep, and shim the neck. You can see it. You can see the neck angle against the angle of the strings. I can see it. So I think a shim's going to really work good. And I just saw a video on shims. They're saying don't buy the fancy, full contact neck pocket shim. That little piece of card is probably better, right? So that the wood of the neck is actually making most of the contact with the wood of the body and not going through the shim, regardless of how fancy your shim is. So there's a slight imperfection in the finished dent here. It's hard to see. There's, what else? The fret ends are sharp, like razors. All right, so I'm going to hit that to come down. The nut I already mentioned, not perfect. Other than that, it's pretty good. I don't like the switch, so maybe I'll move or try to modify that or just get used to playing it like that. We'll see about these saddles and the bridge. Who knows? Maybe the pickguard's trying to tell us something. Might have to relocate the bridge. Look how long screws on this bridge. It gives you a lot of adjustability, but they're all the way to the front, right? And then they're about as low as you can go. They're popping up big time. So I'm thinking if I shim the neck, I'll have more play there. Or, I'll be able to probably back up a little bit and raise those zoink. Yeah, I'll probably have to raise them, huh? All right, people. So that's where we're at. It's just a quick unboxing of the Glary Unplugged. I mean, I guess I could play it for you. This pickup sounding tinny. All right. I'm lazy because why? This is the third time doing this video. And, but yeah, I mean, I guess you probably want to hear it, right? So let me get it off the wall and grab a pick. Semi-hollow is pretty cool because you can hear some sound while it's, this is the weird part. I got to place the camera kind of blindly. But staying roughly in tune on the wall. I don't have the tuner because it didn't come with the battery. Way out. Almost in tune. It's cold in this room. I was cranking some heat, so it's going to dry it out probably even more than it already is. These frets need real work. I'm going to shim the neck. I'm going to raise the humbucker, and then I'll plug it in, let you guys hear it. This is a weird looking pickup, I could tell you that. It makes it look really kind of cheap. And then I'm thinking, nah, the pocket's pretty wide, so it'll probably fit a normal single coil. Maybe we end up replacing this. Honestly, I think the cheap humbuckers, at least the ones I had, the Music Lily sounded really good. So if I have to replace it, I'll probably replace it with something very similar and cheap from China. Maybe this one's underwound or something, or it's not, as quality parts, but yeah. No pick, just my hand. I could hear it's really out of tune, so kind of gross. But yeah, you get some pretty good resonance, some pretty good sound with the hollow body. In general, it looks pretty good. And we could work on this playability a little bit. I mean, it is playable. I tune it up and intonation's pretty much there. Here, 12th fret. Well, ease out. It doesn't even sound in with itself. It's pretty much in tune with itself. The intonation is there. So yeah, the screws being all the way long, I mean, at least I don't have to worry about not being able to intonate it. Now, if I change the gauge of the strings, it might bring it even further down, and then it won't work. The string gauge looks like 9s, feels something like 9s. Probably 9s, maybe 10s. Yeah. Maybe 9s. So that's probably, I use like 9s, hybrid 9s, 10 in the bass, right? 10s, well, like 10 to 46, 46 to 9, actually. Instead of 9 to 42, 9 to 46. Usually I'll use hybrids. Yeah, it's obvious to me the way the neck's coming diving in, man, definitely needs to pop up. And then we'll have to probably raise the humbucker a little bit. I think it was sounding okay. That amp is so horrible, it's just really hard to tell. So I'm looking into getting a new amp, maybe one of those that double as a PA system for the busking kind of thing, like a portable, maybe battery operated ones. There's a brand called Cool Music. Yeah, and then I could see here against the angle of the bridge, the strings are like coming up. So the saddles are too low. We want to bring them up so that's like straight against the bridge. The whole body is coming in. Yeah, the neck angle needs a big time shim. So yeah, we got the truss rod adjustment. We need to do the shim and work on these fret ends a little bit. It looks like they're kind of polished, and it looks like they have some crown to them. And I think frets work pretty good even if they're not super crowned. So it's okay, right, if they flatten out a little bit. These could kind of pull over the end here, but it doesn't seem to be a problem. So I think generally it's mostly playable out of the box if you like sharp fret ends. And without even taking the neck off or putting a shim or messing with the saddles at all. I got it playable. It's a little high. It's probably better for slide. It's like 2.753 millimeters. We got to get it down. We're going to get it down and smooth it out. And it'll be nice. The back of the neck really feels smooth. I don't think I need to mess with it at all. Maybe I'll hit it with like from 5 or 6,000, 3,000, the really fine grit to make it glassy, because it's pretty smooth. It might be like 1,500 or 1,000 grit, but it does feel raw, and I do feel some imperfections. So, and then we'll hit it with the linseed oil. What else? That's it for today, people. We're not going to do too much. I think $100 guitar, pretty good. It's in tune. It's playable. If I put a tuner on it and tune it up right now, it would play. And the strings are new, so I don't know, stretch them out. Yeah, I mean, it's probably giggable almost pretty much right out of the box. You know, if you were gigging, you had adrenaline, you might be going home with you're going to come home with some slices. So it's not really playable, but I bet you just a little sandpaper, I could fix that in a matter of minutes. So we're going to do some work right now, and we'll come back and do another video. And yeah, because Phil McKnight will sit on a guitar and play it for a month before he does the review, right? And then so unboxing is kind of weird. It's like first impressions, but you miss a lot of things. So that's why I shot this video 3 or 4 times. You know, it is weird looking through the F-hole to see the body. You wonder why they don't paint the inside to keep it kind of consistent. So, interesting. My first semi-hollow body, you know, very few little imperfections in the finish or whatever, a little ding there in the bridge. Yeah, hardly worth noting. This is the biggest one, that gap. Am I still on camera? Oh, my God. Great camera work there, buddy. All right, as we film the cars outside, I guess that's about a wrap, people. So, hope you enjoyed watching this video. Maybe you're thinking about getting yourself a Glary. I mean, $85 plus $10 shipping. I liked the video. He was blending the pickups through. So, through a better amp, I think these pickups will be fine. Right? Through my horrible amp, not so good. But you could probably upgrade the pickups, maybe even the electronics, but it seemed to work okay. I'm thinking, if anything, I'm going to move stuff out of the way, make it more ergonomic for me, which might mean getting rid of the metal plate or something. Or a Dremel and into it, I guess. I don't even have a Dremel anymore. So, you know, mods. I'll try to get used to playing it. It's my first tele. I don't know if this one's offset, if it's, you know, placed too far forward, or it's, you know, not exactly the same as a real tele design. Because if it is, and that's the way they place it, then it's weird, right? You're hitting into it. Maybe I shouldn't be strumming. I should be picking more. So, enough so's in this video. I think you get the gist. Pretty good guitar for $100, but make sure you get yourself a piece of sandpaper, and you probably even use a piece of that sandpaper to shim it up. So you're gonna need a Phillips head I had to go buy, right, and a shim and some sandpaper. And the sandpaper they use for shims all the time. So yeah, I mean, if you're not afraid to do a little work, take the neck off, shim it up, turn a little screwdriver. I think it's a good guitar for you. But if you want to, you know, bring it to someone, a tech, to change anything, and you don't want to ever bring a screwdriver near your guitar, not the guitar for you, right? I mean, you might be able to get it playing a little, but yeah, right out of the box, I had to crank on the truss rod. It was so high. The action was like 5 or 6 millimeters. I don't even know. It was crazy. So no, out of the box, a little bit scary. If you're afraid to turn a truss rod, do not buy this guitar. But if it doesn't scare you and you're kind of into doing some tech, and you'll trade your time and your efforts for money, right? Get a little cheaper price on a guitar. Maybe you do some work on instead of paying $200 for a Squire that might need less work, or $300. Semi-hollow, geez, if you want a Squire, you're probably going to drop some bucks. But yeah, I mean, cheapest guitar I could find. So if God forbid something happens at a gig, or if I break it, I'm not going to cry too much. I'm not going to cry too hard. And then I still have my little backup here, the Glary Acoustic, which is definitely more playable out of the box. And the action is probably lower than on the electric there. So not bad, built-in tuner. It's in tune. I'm playing and singing. That's why I got it. Cheapest guitar pretty much on the internet too was $49, right? Plus $29 shipping. So it ended up being $90. Yeah, I guess it was $59. $49. Yeah, plus 30 would be 80. So $80 or $90. I can't remember what I paid. Somewhere in there. But as far as I know, it's about the cheapest guitar on the internet. And it's a real guitar. It's got a cutaway. It's got good electronics. I mean, I think you could use it at gigs. Pro level, pretty much. I plan to upgrade as I make more money and get more gigs. Um, but right out of the bat, right now, I'm not working. So I figure, hey, let me get a few budget guitars. Plus, the videos, obviously, that I'm making can appeal to people on a budget. Not everyone's a doctor like me and can afford, more expensive guitars. But, you're watching these videos because you're thinking, gee, should I drop 500 on that PRS, or should I save up and get $1,000, Mexico Strat, or, can I just get away with $100 Glary and be happy? Yes, you can, but you're gonna have to do some work. And like I said, I'm getting black on my finger. So if you want real rosewood, drop 200. All right, this is some fake. I don't know what they got. It's probably not even laurelwood or whatever. And I think some of the Squires have that. Yeah, this is like some press material. So that'd probably be a major criticism, right? That's why I wouldn't buy this guitar again. That and, a few other little imperfections. I mean, not that I wouldn't buy it again, but, next time I probably try to save up for a little more quality, right? Like something that doesn't put black on my fingers when I play it. Some decent wood. I'm not a wood snob, but I kind of want my wood to be wood, right? If this is some pressed together cardboard that's dyed black, you can keep it. Let me put on the overhead light. I don't know if this is going to help much. I know the video's running long now. But when I zoom in, you can see kind of some grainy-ish type of lines. So maybe that's like a faux grain. If you know below what they're using here, comment down below. I'm interested to know. And you can see the frets, the fret ends, the crown. It goes out of focus when I get too close. But yeah, some fake fretboard. Not optimal. But we could always change the neck out. Yeah. All right, people. 2222. That's my cue to say toodaloo toot. We got guitars. We got cats. Did I miss anything? Let me know. Comment down below. I know, I'm just a comment whore. All right, people. Let me see if I could sign out with some sleepy kitties, okay? Oh, little cute. Look at that little cute.